there was at no point that she ever answered his question. So she's offended at Colin Kaepernick for kneeling, for silent protesting, non-violent, non-threatening. He's kneeling because he's given his reason. I'm not going to interpret his reason. You guys know his reasons, or you can go out and find out what he said and what his reasons are. As you know, as Trevor Noah said, he's not protesting, he's not marching, he just knelt. So she's offended. The question Trevor Noah asked was, how should he protest? Like, what method can he protest that would not offend her or people or whoever's offended by him kneeling? And she couldn't answer it. That's the funniest thing. She couldn't answer it at all. There's no answer for it. She just had her indignant, that you guys saw her face twitching, like her disdain and disgust. It was just there. Like, you could feel it. I'm like, am I going to say she's a racist if she dislikes black people or minorities in general? I don't know her. And if any of you know me, I don't judge people because, what bullshit. Everybody judges someone. But I don't personally know her to be emotionally invested to say that she is or isn't racist. Okay? Maybe she is. Maybe, she's been showing tendencies. And the funniest thing, now, it's very funny to me for the fact that a lot of people tend to do this and they don't realize that it kind of, in a way, shows your character. So, like, you'll get people saying, oh, I'm not a racist. To try, I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, who are you trying to convince? Like, who? Like, are you trying to convince others or yourself that you're not a racist? It's just like some of the people I work with, like, the people I know, have this statement about they're all for equality in the sexes and men and women, yet show a kind of chauvinistic type of mentality and outward expression. So, if you're not something, you don't need to say it. It's like, who are you trying to prove it to? So, for her, kind of like Trevor said in the beginning, she's always saying she's not a racist. Who are you trying to fool? That's my bit on that part. Now, the not answering the question, she couldn't come up with one. She made a completely irrelevant argument about being a woman and not having rights and all this other bullshit. And had nothing to do with the question he asked. That's the funny part to me, that it had nothing to do with that. But she kept going with it. Another point that she brought up about what the flag stands for and all this. Now, I'm an American citizen, and patriotism and all that. Would I serve in the military? No. I think I've probably reached an age where I'm too old for it. When I was younger, I did think about it. I was considering it. I actually tried. I tried to do the Air Force and the Navy, and I was, turned down because I couldn't meet the requirements. At the time I was married, and I had too many dependents, according to what the Air Force told me and what the Navy told me. So I couldn't join. But I would have, and I understand all patriotism. Yeah, we live here in the United States, and, our country, is it the greatest? I can't say if it's the greatest or not. I can't compare it. And see, this is the part about comparison and contrasting. I can't say for a fact that we are the greatest country, for the simple fact that I've never lived in other countries, for an extended period of time to say, this is better, that's better, other than what, you see in the media, or, from your vacations or traveling and seeing different things, or from, relatability from other people. I cannot say we're the greatest country in the world. I will say this, I do love this country. I am not in love with the history of it, the things that have gone on, the things that have happened, the things that are happening now that need to be fixed. You know, what this country was built on. And so, people like this person, Tomi, I can understand some of her points that she actually did make. But on that same token, she is inaccurate about a lot of them, where she's summarizing or compartmentalizing all Black Lives Matter's subscribers, as she said, subscribers, as the same as the person that was shooting cops, or the extremists that were saying, F the police, fry them like bacon, you know, hurt white people, whatever it was she said. Now, when it comes to groups or movements, there's always people that will take it beyond what the original narrative, like Trevor said, the original narrative, into a whole nother extreme. And, you know, in Black Lives Matters, there are extremists. But you have to understand the psychology and the emotion behind it. Why are there some people taking it to an extreme? What type of oppression have they faced? What type of pain, you know, struggle, loss? Who has, how, and in what way has it affected them, their quality of life, and what they're trying to accomplish? Maybe they believe in this so strongly that they believe it will have an impact and change things. There's always two sides to the story, and within the two sides of the story, there's all different parallels, and there's all facets and layers, and, you know, nothing is ever black and white. See that reference? Nothing's ever black and white, you know. There's always more to it. You can't take something at face value. To see something, like in her case, she saw it and she was good old Southern Belle from Dallas. So for her, she saw a protest. She saw cops, or white cops, or however the scenario was, she saw them affected. She saw them hurt, victims of the Black Lives Matter movement from extremists. So for her, she saw it and she believed it. You know that saying, you know, you believe it when you see it. Now here's the thing, let me educate you on that. Seeing is not believing, seeing is knowing. Belief, if you believe it, that's a choice. You can believe it with or without evidence. A lot of people can see things. Like, for instance, I sing, I dance, you know, I make YouTube videos. I have co-workers, I have family and friends. I've got haters from college and, you know, all over the place that are, and even, you know, trolls here on YouTube and all over social media that will say, you know what, you don't sing, you can't sing, you can't dance, you can't do this X, Y, or Z. But if you do it in front of me, I'll believe you. And see, I've done that in front of people. And guess what? I still don't believe it. So seeing is not believing. Seeing is knowing and experiencing. Belief is a choice. You choose to believe. Now, hopping on over to another thing that she said about she doesn't see color. I don't see color. I like how Trevor, you know, he broke that down like, I don't believe that. And I don't either. You know, and I know a lot of people that are quick to say that they're, you know, they don't see color, they're not racist. Okay, so like you said, you know, if you're at a stoplight, what do you see? And it makes a lot of sense. Because for a lot of people, you know, you do see color. It's not about you seeing the color. It's about how you treat the color. You know, I'm mixed. Some, you know, and the diverse cultures that I'm mixed with, you know, I'm either accepted or rejected. And then for the ones I'm not even mixed with, they can look at me a certain way. Like, you know, I know where I work with a lot of Asians, you know, and whites, and I'm treated a certain way. based on the fact of how I look. I'm treated a certain way. They have a stereotype because they think I'm black. That I talk a certain way, I act a certain way, I have a temperament of a certain way, I have a mentality and education of a certain limit or limitation or certain way. And and there's one thing I will say that Tommy's right, and the media does propagate a lot of things, but she's also part of that problem. She's part of that problem of media propagation. So, I'm treated different. Going back to my point, I'm treated differently by, some of the Asians I work with and the white people I work with and people I know in my environment, because they think based off what they see that they assume is true, what the media tells them, and they go off of it. A lot of people see me, a 6'2", 230-pound, black man, and because I come off a certain way, like I'm, very nonchalant about a lot of things. They think I'm uncaring, or I got an attitude problem. If I'm in a group of people, like at work, sometimes I can be with my group. I don't say a damn thing to anybody because I'm at work to work. I'm not at work to mingle. I'm not at work to make friends. I don't care about your personal life or anything other than that. I'm here to do the job, be the best I can at it, and move on with my day. Now, to some, that's not a team player mentality, or I have an attitude problem, or I don't get along with others. It's perception. And that's a whole nother topic I'm not going to go into, but I can do that for another video. But perception, assumption, and reality, all different things. So, in her case, she perceived a certain thing. She saw a few instances of extremists and just compartmentalize and generalize everyone as being them. And that's an unfortunate reality for her. Is how she sees things. I can't say what her mentality is other than what she shows, but what we see, maybe that's an act, maybe it's not. We don't know. Fox, as far as news coverage over the last couple of years, actually over the last several decades, has been, and I'm just going to say interesting. I'm not going to comment further on that. But, Fox's perception of ethnic groups and Tomi Lahren's perception of ethnic groups is it's unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate. I think that. Do I think she's a bad person, Tomi Lahren? I don't know her. I can't say she is. I'm not gonna be one of the people calling her a dumb bitch, ignorant bitch, blah blah blah. Even though I probably just said it, but I said it in context of what people have said. I can't judge her. I can laugh, like I got a hell of a laugh out of this video because she contradicted herself on a lot of things, but do I know her, how she is as a person? No, I don't. Unless you personally know her, then you can make a comment about it. But we don't know her. We just know what we see, and a lot of what we're seeing is a lot of shock value. I like one of the things that President Obama said about how we need to be able to discern, and filter out the different information we get from the media. And we definitely, it is our due diligence to do stuff like that. Because we need to. We definitely need to. How I feel on the Black Lives Matter movement. I do have family that are active in it. Friends that are very active about it. I am neutral, just because I do live out here in Hawaii. Is there racism out here in Hawaii? Yes. And if anyone tells you there's no racism in Hawaii, they're a damn lie. There's racism, but is it as overt as it is in the mainland and other places? No, it's not. Well, when I say mainland, I mean continental U.S. Out here in Hawaii, we say mainland. We're referring to the continental U.S. But no, it's not as overt, but it's definitely there. It's just because the people in Hawaii have a very limited exposure aside from military, and some wannabe rappers, and that's what they assume are black people. That's what they think the mentality, how black people are, how they act, That's their perception, and they run with it. But is it overt? I've ever been called, N-word. I've ever been called a nigga or a nigger or all those controversial things. Yes, I have been called that out here. There was a time a couple years ago, my mother was out here, where a guy, a local guy walked up to us, and we were sitting outside Walmart over on Copy Lane, over by, if you're in Hawaii and Honolulu, the one by Ala Moana Mall. And the guy wanted to use my mom's phone. My mom's biracial too, or not biracial, multiracial. And she refused to allow him to use the phone. He just looked weird. He looked like he was probably off in some Batu or ice or something. And when she wouldn't allow him to use her phone to make a phone call, he called her a stupid bitch nigger. At the time, and this is like 2010, I was so infuriated. I was embarrassed. I've been out in Hawaii a number of years. I was just so angry, and I wanted to do something about it. I wanted to go and beat his ass. Truthfully, I wanted to beat his ass. Thankfully, my mother was like, no, it's not worth it. Because, you know what? That's his ignorance. Let him live in his own ignorance. You don't have to be involved in it. Just because things happen, you don't have to react to it. Respond. Don't react, respond. And that's something, I tell you guys the story because I want to say that even though I may be neutral as far as like the Black Lives Matter movement, I say neutral in the sense of the extremists, like, the ones that are taking it too far. And they're extremists in all types of movements, all types of, coalitions to get changes going. It is best for us, not only as black people, but as Americans and as humans in general, we need to stop reacting and start responding. Take some moments and respond. If it's something you don't like, respond to it, don't react to it. Because reactions can be led with or followed consequentially with severe consequences. And oftentimes it's not. It's just not worth it. It's not worth going to jail, losing your family, losing your job. It's just not worth all that. I am neutral to the extremism, but my heart goes out to the people that are on the streets protesting and are honestly and wholeheartedly wanting to change in this country. And this country needs it. We need to have some reforms. We need equality. What this country was founded on was not just us that are black people, not just our ancestors that were slaves, but on, I want to bring up the issue about the Native Americans that were done wrong as well. And that you guys have been watching the news, or, in a way it's kind of been shuffled off to the side as like it's not important. But the slaughtering that's going on with a lot of the Native American tribes right now over land and putting pipes down and all this other random stupid bullshit and just taking of human lives. This country was built on the backs of blacks, Native Americans more than anything, because this was their land. It was taken from them. So this statement about making America great again, if you want to make it great by making amends to people that have been wronged, their descendants, and finding a way for us all to live together and work together and make this country great. Not by kicking people out of the country or by building up walls. This whole thing about we're going to kick out, Hispanic, illegal immigrants. Well, this whole country was built on immigrants who fled other countries to come here. Or were thrown here. Or stripped from their land to be here. So, You want to make America great, start by making things right by those who have been wrong. And this Tomi person, it's my wish that you become more encultured and more sympathetic to the struggles and real world issues of blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, Asians, and, shout out to, and my heart goes out to, my Indian friends, Arabic, Islamic, the people that get done wrong and accused because of their belief, their religion, the way they dress, the way they act, and being scrutinized. This country has a lot of work to do to make it great. It's got a lot of healing, and it's a lot of work to be done. So, I know I said I don't talk politics on here, I don't talk a lot of other things, but ultimately I ended up doing this unexpectedly at the end of this video. But hopefully what I'm saying resonates with some of you people. If you like it, cool, share the video, tell me what you think. If you did not like it, let me know, post your comments below. Be respectful. Take time and just what I'm saying and respond. Don't react, respond. And let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Get you more of those MUCHOS reactions and just real talk with, Kasanova. So, this is your boy MekelTheKasanova. I'm signing out. This is all I got left to say. Deuces wild, stay crispy. Boys out. You guys have a good one. Stay blessed. See you on the next video.